Welcome to the Agricycle Global Project launch. To the teams that have joined us online, we apologize for starting late, but we are going to make sure we rush through the program. However, we shall pay attention to details. My name is Lorraine Inkoba, and I am the Communications Specialist at the Private Sector Foundation. I request that you give us a few more minutes, but in the meantime, let us play a video so that we can get to know more about our new partners that are coming on board. That is Agricycle Global. So, technical team. Do we have the video? Is it ready? Okay, so we need the support of the Agricycle Global team. Emmanuel Eletu, please support our team so we can have... Again, I welcome you today. Today is the 12th of October. Today is in America. They are celebrating the World Farmers Day, but we shall... I'm sure you guys already know that, but here we shall also look at the World Food Day. We're going to pay attention to food loss, and that is one of the issues that this partnership is going to sort out over and above creating 9,000 job opportunities for the young ladies of this country and also the young gentlemen aged between 18 and 35 years. I'd like to welcome you all. We have a team that is from... Where are we from? There's so many places. We have a team from the US, a team from Kenya, a team from Tanzania, a team from Uganda, a team from Kampala. So the people of Luweero, thank you for hosting us. The weather is beautiful down here. I'd also like to introduce my co-MC. I feel so underdressed. My co-MC has come to take the shine, and he needs a grand entrance. So I'll give him a few minutes to prepare himself so he can join me up here. I'd also like to welcome the young ladies, our beneficiaries, the ladies who are telling the community about our project. This project looks at creating 9,000 opportunities for Agricycle Global. However, 70% of these opportunities will be for the young women. And I like that you are also focusing mainly on young mothers. So ladies, just wave at our people. Oh, by the way, they are watching us on YouTube, live on TV. So wave at them, say hello to them. Those are some of our beneficiaries. We couldn't have all of them here because we are trying to observe the COVID-19 SOPs. So we just have a handful of them. So I will let the technical team organize the video and play for us. Penda, are we ready? We shall also be joined by an Honorable Victoria Sechitoleko. She served as a Minister of Agriculture for this state, and she's currently the Vice Chairperson of our board at the Private Sector Foundation. So she will be gracing us and officially launching our project. We also have the CEO of Agricycle, Jeff Sheffner. Person on the camera, please show the people, Jeff. Jeff, please wave at the people. Yeah, you can just wave at them. And we also have Patrick Nderetu. So I'll request that you introduce your team. I understand you traveled with your management team. Yes, Penda, please help us with a microphone and sanitizer. The microphone will be dedicated to this tent, so it will not move. And then Josh can introduce his team. And, well, my team is just two of us for now, but... So Josh, you can introduce your team to us.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. So I'd like to introduce some members of my team. The first is Ashley Benson. She's our Chief of Staff. She came from the U.S. Next is Jacob Voss. He's our Chief Operating Officer from the U.S. We have Patrick. He's our Director of East Africa, based out of Kenya. We have Eric. He's our Technical Sales Coordinator in Kenya. We have Willis, our Sourcing Manager, based out of Kenya. We have Angela, our very new Operations Coordinator in Uganda. We have Eric, who is our Operations Coordinator in Kenya. We have Edgar, our Operations Coordinator in Tanzania. And we have a few other people that I'd like to introduce too. Over here, we have Salome, and she is our Technical Sales Officer in Kenya. We have Sheila. Actually, if you could stand up, please, and special thank you to Sheila for just organizing all of these events. And then we also have Emmanuel Alitu. Where's he? Well, Emmanuel has also been key in, yes, thank you, building out this event. We also have Ibrahim, who's our database coordinator, and many others. So, Eunice, I didn't even see you back there. Eunice is our staffing and talent coordinator. She's one of the people who have built out our teams to the size that it is today. Thank you. Keep going. Wonderful. All right. We have Eunice, who's our project management officer in Kenya. We have Florian, who's our technical sales officer in Tanzania. We have Benjamin, who is our project management officer in Tanzania. We have Nicholas, who's our field representative recruitment officer based in Uganda. We also have Nelly, who is our promotion officer based in Uganda. Looking around for any more faces. I think I've got everybody.
Okay, thank you so much, Josh. We'll take the mic. Please keep your masks on above your nose. Thank you. Can I just have this microphone? I'd like us to also meet our beneficiaries. They can introduce themselves in whichever language they are comfortable.
Hi everyone, I am Nagudi Gertrude, Field Representative, Sanyuka Women's Group. Nice to meet you.
Hey guys, I'm Nambi Rehema, a member of Sanyuka Women's Group. Nice to meet you.
Manya gange nze Nandago Shabira. Tusanyuse okubalaba tusanyukidde ddala.
Amanya gange nze Namatovu Sofia. Tusanyuse nnyo okubalaba abagenyi baffe.
Manya gange nze Namutebe Mastura. Tusanyuse nnyo okubalaba abagenyi baffe. Nkola nga chairperson mu Sanyuka.
Amanya gange nze Nakazi Susan. Tusanyuse okubalaba abagenyi baffe.
Amanya gange nze Nasiwa Debula. Tusanyuse okubalaba.
Amanya gange nze Nalogo Justin. Tusanyuse okubalaba abagenyi baffe abalungi.
Amanya gange Nakiridde Christine. Tusanyuse okubalabako.
Amanya gange Nakafeero Specioza. Tusanyuse nnyo okubalaba.
Amanya gange nze Nabaterega Rose. Tusanyuse okubalaba abagenyi baffe.
I'm Nabasiya Alice. I'm happy to see you.
My name is Namudu Nur. You are most welcome, our visitors.
I'm called Naranga Sir. You are most welcome, our visitors.
Amannya agange nze Aisha Nantale. Tusanyuse okuba abagenyi baffe.
Hey everyone, you're most welcome our visitors, and I'm Nakwagura Shida.
Amannya agange nze Nambassa Victoria. Tusanyuse okubalaba abagenyi baffe.
Thank you so much. These are our beneficiaries of the program. And in case you're wondering, we are streaming live on YouTube. And the page is Enhancing Lead Farm Structure for Youth Employment. So please share the link with your people. And in case they're wondering which channel we are, can you mute one of the microphones, please? Thank you. In case you're wondering which channel we are streaming live on the Enhancing Lead Farm Structure for Youth Employment. I would like to welcome my co-MC. Let him introduce himself. He is the son of the land. He, I think, knows this area more than anyone does. So I'll let him introduce himself and tell us about the program you're doing, what you're doing with the girls, and how exactly you're creating impact in the region of Luweero. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. First of all, I do welcome all our visitors. Feel at home. By names of Chigund Mohammed, I'm a member of Sanyuka Women's Group, though I'm a man. So don't be surprised. We are so blessed to have such a project in the community, because it has really worked a lot to change the lives, most especially of the women and the younger girls. Before I go a bit far, I'd like to first let you know that I am the director of this school where we are. When we heard of the opportunity about the Village Empowerment Center that empowers women and the youth, we couldn't hesitate to welcome such an opportunity. And that's why you see that the project is being established on the school land, because we thought of the goodness of the project. The women you see there and the young girls, they really have a lot of testimony for what they have benefited from the project. So thank you so much, the leaders of Agricycle, of having a heart for the community. We really thank you so much. I'm going to change into Uganda. Bannange abali wano nga mubadde oba tetuwuliziganyiza bulungi, mbadde ngezaako okutuusa olw'okufuna omutima ogw'okwagala okukulaakulanya abantu okusinga ddala abakyala awamu n'abavubuka. Kale nno ffe ng'abakulembeze b'essomero lino bwe twawulira omukisa ogwo, twawerokaminga pulojekiti eno ejjeebera eddala wano olw'okusobola okukyusa obulamu bw'abantu mu kitundu, naddala abakyala awamu n'abavubuka. Ndowooza tujja kweyongera mu maaso okugenda nga tutegeera ebintu ebirala, but I'm a born of the community, I'm a born of the village. It's where I grew up. So I know the lives of the people living within the community. I know how they have been tortured by poverty, most especially women and the youth. But we really thank you for the project. So we shall continue knowing more as we go. Thank you, my co-MC. I think you can come back and take over.
Thank you so much. I know him as Musomesa, so that is what we shall call you all day. Musomesa. Musomesa means teacher in our local language. Yes. So I'd like to invite one lady. She's called Gertrude. Gertrude is going to tell us her story, when she joined the project, the challenges that she has faced while working under this project. It doesn't necessarily have to be challenges. It could be. Let us listen to her story. You can just come and stand here with us. Gertrude, how are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
Fine, thank you. You are welcome.
Thank you.
And you look very beautiful.
Thank you.
In a very nice, bright color.
Thank you.
So feel free, do not fear. You look right into that camera, is it? Right into that camera. Yes, so you're going to tell us your story, tell us when you joined, what exactly you're doing. Are you with the fruits? Are you with cassava? Tell us how much you're earning. When did you start earning? Tell us what your journey has been like with Agricycle Global and the Sanyuka Empowerment Center.
Right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am Nagudi Gertrude from Sanyuka Women's Group. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the Master of Ceremony. This opportunity she has granted unto me. Thank you. I am the field representative, Sanyuka Women's Group. I joined this group in September, so it's now 1 month working. I heard about Agricycle. I have a friend of mine. He's the director of this place. He introduced me to Agricycle and told me about this company. He told me the benefits of this company, so I was inspired to join it. Agricycle deals in dried agriculture products. I'm a youth farmer. You may wonder, I, being a youth farmer, where I got the land. I had my father, he passed away in May, and I inherited some piece of land. He used to grow pineapples, so he left with me some big piece of land. It had pineapples. So being it that it was time of Corona, had pineapples, but there was no market. This is a deep village where the roads are worse, most especially when it comes to rainy season. The roads are always muddy, impassable, so the transport costs of agricultural products always rise during the dry seasons. So I looked at it, transporting pineapples from Bwaziba to Luweero farm markets. This to cost a lot. When I heard about Agricycle, and that friend of mine told me that the cycle opened up a VC around and it's a nearby place, I joined the group.
Food loss is a...
I always bring my pineapples, process them, dry them. After drying, they are packed and taken by this company.
Big challenge.
The company provides transport for the dried
50% of
product.
whatever farmers produce,
After
they
taking,
never
I
get to the
received the money.
And beside the losses, we also have impacts on the farmers' income.
Before joining,
land,
I had a
and
lot
food
of
security.
challenges. First, I
Have
used to
a
face
mechanism that reduces
I,
loss
you.
in the fruits and vegetables through value addition is a good solution to make
I'm
sure
a
that we reduce
graduate.
losses in the food systems.
I don't have a job, so I used to sit at home
pounds.
Wake up every
of food
morning,
goes into waste.
go to
Then
the
in our area
garden,
here
work
in
from the
Uganda,
garden, come
the
back.
most common fruits that
I
are
is
going
not
into
to
waste
earn
from
anything
harvest
a
up
day.
to processing.
Apart from
was
waiting
majorly pineapple and
for the
jackfruits.
harvesting season.
The major reasons were inadequate
Sell
market.
off
Even if they send to the
product,
market,
I
it
used
is
to
not a guarantee that they are all bought in the same day. Or medium
Then
come
the
in
end of
and
the
they
season
could
receive
buy at
some
very low
little
cost.
money.
That causes
So during the course
poverty.
of
Then also limited access to
planting,
technology
weeding,
that could improve on the fruits that we have.
I was always broke without anything.
Long ago, I was selling my
So
pineapples
they-
to the middleman. And the
Life,
jackfruit,
the standards
there is
of
no market
living
for jackfruit.
were
I was
poor.
just eating and living.
But when I joined
Then
Agricycle, so far one month,
putting in the freeze.
so far 1 month, but at least
In
I've
Africa,
gotten
you don't have a
some
market, essentially you are poor. Everything you do goes to waste.
benefits.
Our solution is market
I
linkage.
process
Our model uses delivery pillars.
pineapple,
This is we use the technology, the network, and the market.
jackfruit. The land I
As
inherited.
Agricycle, we have made a dehydrator that uses solar energy to
Sorry,
dry
bring
the
my
fruits. It is very simple,
jackfruits there,
reusable,
process
and
them.
it
I
is
processed
durable.
and got some money. The money I got, I used it to buy my goats,
I'm going to put them.
have 4 goats at home.
And we are finished. We are going to put the
One is
where it is going to dry.
When the weather is good, it can take place.
So I'm expecting to get.
We decided to go for a simple technology
Yeah.
because of the affordability of the farmers. Ours was
And on top of that,
Our dryers
they
are small, they are portable, they are made of a very durable material. Drying as a preservation method contributes to food security. When you dry the fruit, you extend the shelf life. The other thing is that when you dry, you are value adding to the product being dried. When you value add, you get better profits, you get better margins.
the benefits of Agricycle, what
our
we
model
do,
really fits very well
how we
because
do.
we bring in something that
paid
would not be into use.
by
By processing it through
almost
our
every week.
solar-powered
Paid.
dehydrators, the waste or the pills that are
Agricycle
remaining, they are taken up
is in
and
various
put into
brands.
pits
There
for
is
manure, which are
cherry
in turn
fruits, which
recycled,
deals
taken back to the farm to applying as fertilizers. That means the output,
We have
the production
fruit
on that
butter,
farm
which
will really
deals in
increase,
cassava,
making it more circular and more
matoke,
beneficial.
and other agricultural products.
We already linked them through our
Then
network
there
to
is
microfinance to access
Ignition,
money
which
to buy
deals
the
in
dehydrators,
charcoal.
which later
Charcoal
on
got
act as
from
a
palm.
security for them to pay for the dryers.
But
To
me,
train them how to
as
manage
I,
the money they get,
I
how
deal
they
in
can save the
jar-
money within
where
themselves and
produce
they build houses.
pineapples,
Then they pay later on
and
slowly through drying. So
mango.
by that they keep on growing as a group, as an individual, and as a farmer.
So far, the project started, but as we go on, I know we, as members of Sanyuka, we are going to earn a lot from it. We are expecting a lot from it. My fellow women, some are married, some are single mothers. They have a lot of challenges. So with the time, I know we are going to do away with all those challenges. I would like to take this opportunity to thank the directors of Agricycle
and Tanzania.
introducing this company
When
to
we have a
Uganda
market, we create demand for these products.
and extend
This
it
one allows us to
to
get
various
more
parts
producers.
of
When
the
we get
country.
more producers, the system
Take for
generates
instance,
money in itself,
extended
which is rolled back into technology
Bwaziba,
and also goes back
where
to
we
the
are
farm.
now. Thank
And
you
this
so
one
much.
improves their life. So I would say it's a sustainable circular economy because one, we are not losing any product.
Ladies and gentlemen,
the farmers
I
are
would like
contributing in the global food loss
I would
debate.
like
And
to
three, they are getting sustainable
end
income.
from
In the
there.
future,
Thank you.
Food loss is
Thank
a
you
big
so much,
challenge in the
Gertrude.
African continent. 50% of
We
whatever
shall
farmers
listen to the
produce
Luganda
never
version
gets
of her
to the
story
market.
a bit later,
And
but
beside
I
the
wanted
losses,
us to
we also
share
have
with you
impacts
so you can
on the farmers'
understand
income,
money
land,
and
and
also
food
sometimes
security.
it's good for us to know these things so we can
Having a
appreciate
mechanism
where
that
they've been,
reduces
so that
loss in
5
the
years
fruit
from
and
today when
vegetables
she's,
value addition
I don't know
is
where
a
we'll
good
pull out this
solution.
video and
Food
share
loss
the
is a
journey.
big challenge in the African continent.
Our technical team, are we ready with the
50%
video?
of whatever farmers produce never gets to the market.
Okay,
And
so
beside
we
the
are, there's screens
food
in
loss is a
every
big
tent, so
challenge in
we
the
are
African
going to
continent.
watch a video that is going
50%
to
of
explain
whatever
what
farmers produce
Agricycle
never
does.
gets to the
For the people that feel it's
And
really
beside the
technical,
losses,
do
we
not
also
worry.
have impacts
This
on
video
the farmers'
is going to
income,
break it down
land,
for us, and by the
food
time we
security.
leave this place, we shall have a clear
Having a
understanding of
mechanism
what
that
the
reduces
Sanyuka
loss in the
Village
fruit and
Empowerment
vegetables
Center is
value
going to
addition is
do
a
for
good
our
solution to
young
make sure
women
that we
and
reduce
men of
loss in
Luweero
the food
district.
systems. Food
Can
loss
we
is
have
a
the
big
video play,
challenge in
please?
the African continent. 50% of whatever farmers produce never gets to the market. And beside the losses, they have impacts on the farmers' income, land, and food security. Having a mechanism that reduces the loss in the fruits and vegetables through value addition is a good solution to make sure that we are reducing losses in the food systems.
Globally, 2.8 trillion pounds of food goes into waste. Then, in our area here in Kangulumira, the most common fruits that were going into waste from harvest up to processing was majorly pineapple and jackfruits. The major reasons were inadequate market. Even if they send to the market, it is not a guarantee that they are all bought in the same day. Or middlemen come in and they could buy at very low cost. That causes them a lot of poverty. Then also limited access to technology that could improve on the fruits that we have.
Long ago, I was selling my pineapples to the middleman. And the jackfruit, there is no market for jackfruit. I was just eating and giving some of them to our neighbors and some threatening under trees.
In Africa, if you don't have a market, essentially you are poor. Everything you do goes to waste. Our solution is market linkage. Our model uses 3 pillars. This is, we use the technology, the network, and the market.
As Agricycle, we have made a dehydrator that uses solar energy to dry the fruits. It is very simple, reusable, and it is durable.
After cutting, I'm going to put them on the tray.
And we are finished. We are going to put there where it is going to dry.
When the weather is good, it can take 2 days.
We decided to go for a simple technology because of the affordability of the farmers. Ours goes for only $350.
Our dryers are small, they are portable, they are made of a very durable material. Drying as a preservation method contributes to food security. When you dry the fruit, you extend the shelf life. The other thing is that when you dry, you are value adding the products being dried. When you value add, you get better profits, you get better margins.
In the circular economy, our model really fits very well because we bring in something that would not be into use. By processing it through our solar-powered dehydrators, the waste or the peels that are remaining, they are taken up and put into pits for manure, which are in turn recycled, taken back to the farm to applying as fertilizers. That means the output, the production on that farm would really increase, making it more circular and more beneficial. We already linked them through our network to microfinance to access money to buy the dehydrators, which later on act as a security for them to pay for the dryers. We train them how to manage the money they get, how they can save the money within themselves, and they build houses. Then they pay later on slowly through drying. So by that they keep on growing as the group, as an individual, and as a farmer.
I have been working with Agricycle for 2 years. My life has changed. Even in my pocket, I can show you the money I have in my pocket. I can save money. I can pay for my children's school fees. When I'm drying, I can earn more than selling the fresh fruits. Even my friends, when we dry with them, they are also happy because of Agricycle. We can earn more money than before.
This is our pack house. This is where we receive and aggregate all the products from Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. When we have a market, we create demand for these products. This one allows us to get more producers. When we get more producers, the system generates money in itself, which is brought back into technology and also goes back to the farmer. And this one improves their life. So I would say it's a sustainable circular economy because 1, we are not losing any product. 2, the farmers are contributing in the global food loss debate. And 3, we are getting a sustainable income. In the future, we want to have impact to every farmer that can be able to be incorporated in our vertical supply system.
In a circular economy for food, we need to make the most of the food that we grow, allow farmers to earn a fair income from their hard work, and ensure that we use our natural resources as effectively as possible. Addressing post-harvest losses is such an important part of the solution space for a thriving future African food system. Food loss is a big challenge in the African continent. 50% of whatever farmers produce never gets to the market. And beside the losses, we also have impacts on the farmers' income, land, and food security. Having a mechanism that reduces the loss in the fruits and vegetables through value addition is a good solution to make sure that we are reducing losses in the food systems.
Globally, 2.8 trillion pounds of food goes into waste. Then in our area here in Kangulumira, the most common fruits that were going into waste from harvest up to processing was majorly pineapple and jackfruits. The major reasons were inadequate market. Even if they send to the market, it is not a guarantee that they are all bought in the same day. Or middlemen come in and they could buy at very low cost. That causes them a lot of poverty. Then also limited access to technology that could improve on the fruits that we have.
Long ago, I was selling my pineapples to the middleman. And the jackfruit, there is no market for jackfruit. I was just eating and giving some of them to our neighbors and some threatening on the trees.
In Africa, you don't have a market, essentially you are poor. Everything you do goes to waste. Our solution is market linkage. Our model uses 3 pillars. This is, we use the technology, the network, and the market.
As Agricycle, we have made a dehydrator that uses solar energy to dry the fruits. It is very simple, reusable, and it is durable.
After cutting, I'm going to put them on the tray. And we are finished. We are going to put there where it is going to dry. When the weather is good, it can take 2 days.
We decided to go for a simple technology because of the affordability of the farmers. Ours was for only $350.
Our dryers are small, they are portable, they are made of a very durable material. Drying as a preservation method contributes to food security. When you dry the fruit, you extend the shelf life. The other thing is that when you dry, you are value adding the products being dried. When you value add, you get better profits, you get better margins.
In the circular economy, our model really fits very well because we bring in something that would not be into use. By processing it through our solar-powered dehydrators, the waste or the peels that are remaining, they are taken up and put into pits for manure, which are in turn recycled, taken back to the farm to applying as fertilizers. That means the output, the production on that farm would really increase, making it more circular and more beneficial. We already linked them through our network to microfinance to access money to buy the dehydrators, which later on act as a security for them to pay for the dryers. We train them how to manage the money they get, how they can save the money within themselves, and they build houses. Then they pay later on slowly through drying. So by that they keep on growing as the group, as an individual, and as a farmer.
I have been working with Agricycle for 2 years. My life has changed. Even in my pocket, I can show you the money I have in my pocket. I can save money, I can pay for my children's school fees. When I'm drying, I can earn more than selling the fresh fruits. Even my friends, when we drive with them, they are also happy because of Agricycle. We can earn more money than before.
This is our pack house. This is where we receive and aggregate all the products from Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. When we have a market, we create demand for these products. This one allows us to get more producers. When we get more producers, the system generates money in itself, which is flowed back into technology and also goes back to the farmer. And this one improves their life. So I would say it's a sustainable circular economy because 1, we are not losing any product. 2, the farmers are contributing in the global food loss debate. And 3, we are getting a sustainable income. In the future, we want to have impact to every farmer that can be able to be incorporated in our vertical supply system.
In a circular economy for food, we need to make the most of the food that we grow, allow farmers to earn a fair income from their hard work, and ensure that we use our natural resources as effectively as possible. Addressing post-harvest losses is such an important part of the solution space for a thriving future African food system. Food loss is a big challenge in the African continent.
To the Agricycle
50% of
Global
whatever farmers
Exhibition
produce
tent.
never gets to the market.
Please introduce yourself and tell us what you have right there. We are seeing colorful packed dried snacks. So take us through each and every product that you have, and share with us the story behind everything that you're exhibiting today. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, good morning. Welcome to the PSFU launch. Welcome to the launch. We are happy to have everyone here. Thank you for joining us. So here we have the different products that we have from Agricycle. When we from our VCs or from the people who have our dehydrator, we have a technology that we use, solar dehydrators. When we have the raw fruit, we dry, and I'll start with the fruits. We have 3 different brands. Let me start with the fruits, the brand that we get from the fruit. So when we process mango, pineapple, and jackfruit, we come up with a brand that we have named the Jolly. It is Jolly, we call it Jolly Fruit Co. So these are the different packs that we have. We have mango, we have pineapple, and jackfruit. These we package in, when we produce from here, we transport to our pack house in Nairobi, and it is packaged into these beautiful packs, and we sell it on retail in the US. We have a market for Jolly products in the United States. For the other ingredients like cassava, sweet potato, green banana, and a wider chain of spices and everything else. Right now in Uganda, we do cassava, we do sweet potato, we do We do green banana. We do also pumpkin, but with me, I have cassava, green banana, sweet potato. We dry the chips on our dehydrators, and then we go ahead to mill it and then package, and this is our Failed Better brand. This also we sell to larger and many more food manufacturers in the United States, and that is where our market is. Our third brand is called Tropical Ignition. Currently, we don't do it in Uganda. It is in Tanzania. It's basically briquettes, charcoal briquettes that we make from coconut shells, palm kernels, and cassava starch. Burns hotter for a longer period. This too is marketed in the United States, and that is the Agricycle brand. Thank you. Oh, by the way, for our products here, when you, our jelly products are traceable. When we have products, say from Sanyuka VEC, we have a Find My Farm code. When you scan this code over here, it is going to trace you back to where this particular pack was produced. It will show you the group of women or youth that processed this fruit, and you can know, okay, this particular pack I'm eating is pineapple from Sanyuka VEC in Uganda. So our products are traceable right from the source to the plate, to the table. So you can know it's all through the chain, you know, where what you're eating is coming from. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Evelyn. I just have one question. I hope I did not miss it in your submission. So where in Uganda can I find mango, rama, and party pineapple, and Mr. Jackfruit?
Currently, we are not marketing in Uganda or locally. All this goes to the United States.
So are there plans of having this fruit that is grown, dried from Uganda?
Yes,
Are there plans of selling it in?
Yes.
Okay, does everyone walk away with at least a pack today so that we...
Yes.
I want to test my fruit. I don't know why.
Which flavor would you like?
Can I go for jackfruit?
Yes.
Can I try a jackfruit?
Yes, you can.
Thank you so much. So
You're
this is ready to
welcome.
eat. I just snack on
open
it.
it and eat it. And if you don't finish it, you can seal it nicely and you can eat it tomorrow.
So it's reusable packaging.
Yeah, no. I mean, when you open it, it doesn't stay open. This thing keeps it locked up for some time.
Okay.
If you don't finish it instantly.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yes.
I think we can see. So does everybody get a pack of this?
Yes.
All right.
I think
Thank
it's
you so
possible,
much.
Yes.
So after the launch event, please pass by exhibition table and pick your pack of jackfruit. Can I take mine?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Evelyn.
Christine.
You've done, Christine. Our guest of honor has arrived. Honorable Victoria Sechitoleko, you are welcome. We'll just give her a few minutes to settle in. She's been joined by the project director of the Enhancing Lead Farm Structure for Youth Employment, Mr. Apollo Muyanja Mbazira. And he has also been joined by Mr. Ricky Rapper from Safe Border. Does anyone here know Safe Border? Who knows Safe Border? Okay, great. Does it reach Luweero? Okay. So you're welcome, Honorable Apollo and Ricky. In the meantime, I would like to invite my co-host. He's supposed to tell us an interesting story. He has been trying to tell us this story for the past 20 minutes. So I'm going to give you exactly 3 minutes to tell us that story. Let's hold me this.
Thank you once again for the opportunity. My co-MC. I repeat my names again. I'm Mohammed Chigund. I'm 30 years old. I'd like to tell you about how I came to know Agricycle and how I joined it. How long have I been serving with Agricycle? I came to know about Agricycle a year back from a friend of mine. And he was supposed to be here, but I don't know why he's not yet. I came to know about Agricycle from a friend of mine, as I've said. He was serving with it in Kasana, Luweero. It's about 80 kilometers from here. So I joined the group. It is called Nzika Women's Group. So I don't know why wherever Agricycle group is, there's that word women's group, though there are some men serving in it. But it's okay. So when I joined Agricycle a year back in Luweero at Nzika Women's Group, I found the guys were producing pineapples, jackfruit, matoke, that's banana, sweet potatoes, cassava, and some other fruits. So they told me about the goodness of the project. I got interest and I joined them. So I benefited with the Agricycle in Nzika Women's Group at Luweero. So as I said that I'm a teacher, at the same time I'm a farmer. We really had a very big challenge during the harvesting seasons of the pineapples, because sometimes during the harvesting season we could really even weep to see the middlemen buying our products from the farm, like the pineapples. Someone could combine about 10 pineapples, but giving you only 2,000 shillings. You had nothing to do, but you could accept. So when I heard of the Agricycle, I went, I heard from them, I joined, I chased the middlemen from my products. I chased them because since that time I started taking my pineapples to Agricycle at the Village Empowerment Center in Luweero. We could process them, we could dry them, and sell them and get some good money. So now, actually, I was not alone. The person who is from this village, and that was working with Agricycle at the Village Empowerment Center in Luweero. We are about 15 people from the village. So now, after realizing that the project was good for even some other people within the community, and the distance was far from here, then we requested the Agricycle leaders that were supervising us to establish a project within the community. So that's the project which you see there. Some of the members who are still there are new. Some have been in the group for 3 months, for 4 months, for 2 months. But there are some people now like me who have been in Agricycle for over a year. So we just transferred from Nzika Women's Group, that is in Luweero, to Bwaziba. So that's how I came to know about Agricycle. Now, I'd like to narrate to you how I have benefited from Agricycle. By the time I joined the Agricycle, as a processor, I had a half of an acre of pineapples. But sincerely speaking, now I have 3 acres of pineapples. And I really don't know whether there are some who may raise up their eyes. One of my pineapples, an acre, is just up there, where the other matoke, where you see the other matoke, up there. So I have there pineapples, an acre, and even matoke. But I've been able to enlarge my farms simply because of joining Agricycle. Now, imagine, it is now 2 years since the schools have been closed. I really think of how I would look like, how I would survive if I did not join Agricycle, the Village Empowerment Center in Kasana Luweero. Because most of my fellow teachers are really starving. Some of them are crying day and night. Some of them even call me that, do you have something so that you can send us, you help us with some food? We served yesterday, we did not have anything to prepare for the kids. But because of Agricycle, I'm developing day by day. I really thank Agricycle for thinking about us. Now, I have been able to build some rentals there in the trading center. I have some rentals there. So, but I've benefited, I've got the money from the products that we sell to Agricycle. So Agricycle has been so good to me. And there are also some others who can testify. I've seen one of the members whom we joined with Agricycle at Nzika in Luweero. So I don't know whether she can also come and say something. But thank you so much, Agricycle.
Thank you so much, Musomesa, for sharing with us your story. We shall have an opportunity to let the other beneficiaries speak later. But first, I would like to welcome a few guests who have just joined us. We have our LC1 chairman, Mr. Kakoza Joseph. Please say hello to the people. Can you clap for your LC1? Thank you so much, Mr. Kakoza. We also have a Dr. Chida Makubuya Andrew. He is the production manager, Luweero District. He has taken off his mask so that you do not just walk past him. This is the gentleman we need. And we are also joined by Mr. Apollo Mbazira Muyanja. He's the project director at the Private Sector Foundation, enhancing lead farm structure for youth employment. We have Ricky. Ricky is the cool guy in the orange t-shirt and the nice dreadlocks. Ricky is the CEO, Safe Border. And we're also joined by our guest of honor, Honorable Victoria Sechitoleko. And we have the Agricycle case manager, who is also investment specialist at Private Sector Foundation. That is Brenda Ankunda. Thank you so much for joining us. And for the audience online, thank you for staying with us. Now, we were buying time, so now we can delve right into our program. I'd like to welcome our hosts for the day, Agricycle Global, and the team is being represented by Josh. So Josh, as our host, please officially welcome us to your home and give us a few remarks about Agricycle Global and the partnership with PSFU. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and I want to welcome everybody who just showed up and who's been here. My name is Josh Scheffner, and I'm the founder and CEO of Agricycle Global. Just want to make sure. Feedback okay? All right, so we're going to do this. Agricycle closes the gap between smallholders and global markets by democratizing access to the agricultural value chain. What that means in practice is that we're closing the gap where food would go to waste on small farms and then being able to bring it to market by using our dehydrators. This project launch that we're doing with PSFU, backed by MasterCard Foundation, will be able to employ over 9,000 youth, mostly women, and being able to produce and do value addition in their products. And it's taken a very large team to do that, so I just want to take a moment to thank my team. What we're doing here today, part of why we're all here, is it's called Mangocation in Agricycle. This is when every member of our team travels from all the countries that they're from, be that the United States, Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania, and we gather up and we work together. The first Mangocation was just one day in the United States, and it was the first day that we worked a full day on this idea of doing value addition on small farms. Since then, it's grown. Our team is over 70. We're working with over 600 field reps. You just heard from one of our wonderful field reps earlier today. And we're working with many thousands of smallholders and microprocessors. The whole idea behind our model relies on participation from young people and women who are looking for a steady form of employment or livelihood creation. You don't have to have a farm to be able to work with Agricycle. You merely have to be able to access food loss. with our dehydrators, you'll be able to make money from that. And that's really a special thing that we're all proud of, and we thank everybody for being here who is a microprocessor. With that, I'd like to welcome our wonderful guest of honor and thank her very much for showing up.
Thank you so much, Josh. So our guest of honor will address us a bit later, but I would like to invite a young lady, one of the beneficiaries. So our young beneficiaries are right there in that tent. So I'd like to invite Rehma. Rehma is an 18-year-old student, and due to COVID-19, she hasn't been able to go to school because schools have been closed, but she did not let the opportunity to make money pass. So Rehma is going to share with us her story, and she's going to tell us how much she has managed to make so far. If she's a farmer, or does she buy from the market and bring to Sanyuka to dry her fruit. Rehma, you are welcome.
Thank you.
Are you shy?
Not really.
You're okay?
Yeah.
You can address.
Yes.
Okay, so which camera should we look? Right there. So look right into that camera and share with us your story. Don't feel free to walk around if you feel like sharing your story while taking a stroll.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hey guys, I'm happy to see you. I'm Nambi Rehema, a member of Sanyuka Women's Group. I joined this group recently in July. I have been working with it. My teacher, the director, introduced me to it. I was a student, and my mom used to pay my fees because he used to work in markets. He used to sell pineapples, greens, things of the sort, and paid my fees. But due to this outbreak of corona, we stopped going to schools. Even the markets were also shut down, meaning mom never went again to the market to work for us because he's the only head of us. He's the one who feeds us. We are very many at home, but it is mom to take care of us. Remember, he used even to get the money from the market. But since of corona, all the markets were shut down. No more going to the market for sale. So mom used to start home. Life started going on very hard because we had no income we used to enter. We were farmers. Since mom used to get the pineapples from the garden, we also even had very many jackfruits at our place. So we were there when we thought that even everything has ended, but from nowhere, my director introduced me to this. At first I even thought that it was a dream because we had no hope again for us to sell these pineapples. They used just to rot from the garden. They used just to be stolen. We thought that nothing else we can do to earn a living. But from nowhere, the director told us that they have introduced a group, a women group, where we can use the pineapples, we can dry them and sell them to even at a higher price than the one mom used to sell in the markets. So I joined the group in order for I to cater for our home. Since mom used to stay there, take care of the garden, so I came here to dry the fruits. Ever since I joined this group, indeed I have seen a very huge change because we had hoped that everything has come to an end. But since the director brought for us this idea, it was just like rain in a desert to crops which were even about to wither. Then he restored us and we stood. We started drying. For the first week, mom used to say that they are lying. It is a lie. Will we sure get? Then the director said, no, let's try. Because the director even had some experiences. So we dried. For the first week, I got 50. I got 50,000. Then mom said indeed the group can do what? Can really work. So we started getting the pineapples. That money we used even to earn, we started buying some jackfruits at a very low price. Then we brought them, we dried, and we got a lot of money. We were able to take care of the home, to buy everything, just because of Agricycle. I thank the Agricycle because they brought to us really markets nearer here. There is not much money we have to inject there, but we use our own raw materials and we get income. They have helped I as a youth, because I used to admire very many things, but due to the access of money, I had no access to buy them. But for the first month I worked with Agricycle, I was able to buy my pigs, because I used to admire rearing pigs, but I had no money. But the money I got from Agricycle that first month, I bought my pigs. They are there at home. Mom told me that when I will reach in S4, we shall sell off one, and I get my school fees. The really benefit we have got from Agricycle, it has provided to us ready market and even a higher market, because even when mom used to sell those pineapples in the market, we used not to get just as we have been getting. I have just joined Agricycle for only 4 months, but the change I have seen in it have shown me that if I remain in it and I still work in it, I will change my life in the future. In Uganda here, jobs are hard to get, but of the idea I have got, it will help me in the future, because I know one day I will even start my own. I will buy my own dryer and I start my own business and I become a boss of my own. All that has been done by Agricycle. I had no idea. For me, I thought that everything has ended. Schools were shut down. Mom could no longer go working. I was there thinking, then they started telling us, Auntie, you were Lady Gandhi, marry. But I had a dream in myself. I wanted one day at least to also become a teacher. And I become a teacher and I teach. But all my father told me, that is now gone. You are no longer going to school. Your mom is no longer working. There is no money. You can't marry. But I even wonder where the idea of Agricycle came. They came. Indeed, they have helped me. For me, right now, I can... Who am I to have some money in my pocket? But now, I used to think that it is all of those grown-up people. But even I, right now, I can catch my own money. This, the Agricycle members, I really thank you. You really helped us. And I know you are really helping us. Thank you.
Thank you, Rema. I'll just have the microphone. Thank you for sharing. That's your story. I would request that you stay around us. We are going to capture that story again. It's very inspiring, and we'll do it in both the local language and English for everyone to follow. So I'd just like to take you through our program before we proceed. And after here, we shall have brief remarks and an introduction to the lead farm structure. That will be done by the project director from PSFU, Mr. Apollo Mbazira. And after that, we shall take a tour at the micro processing site. Mr. Patrick Nderetu from the Agricycle Global team will take us around that site and we see what exactly happens. I know you've been hearing drying fruits, dehydrators. So now we're going to have an actual tour of the micro processing site. And then we shall have brief remarks from our guest of honor and we shall officially launch the project. I'd like to welcome the members from the media. I know I can see a group from Vision Group. You are welcome. Do we have NTV? NTV, you are welcome. And who else do we have? All the media people present, you're welcome. And we've also been joined by Mr. Suna Ronald. Did I get the name right? Yes, from Equity Bank. Thank you for joining us for this launch. And Apollo, if you are ready, you can... But I've noticed people don't like clapping for people, eh? Thank you.
Okay, so which camera are we using? Okay, that one. That's a good choice. Our guest of honor, Josh Scheffner, and the entire team from Agricycle Global, from the US, from Kenya, from Tanzania also. The LC1 chairman, Dr. Makovia, the team from the Private Sector Foundation, Uganda, representatives from media houses. I would just like to pause at this point to introduce to you also Mr. Ricky Rapper-Thompson, a member of our projects committee. Ricky, if you could kindly join me here, and I request you just say hello to these people. Ricky plays he has an important assignment for him within our project. His job is to make sure, his assignment rather, is to make sure that all the partners that we work with are partners that are going to bring impactful and positive change in the lives of the people that we work with. So do not be fooled by his dreads. He's got a very sharp eye for detail, and he offered to join us for today's function. Ricky, please say hello to the people.
Thank you so much, Apollo, and thank you, everyone. My name is Ricky Rapper-Thompson. I'm one of the founders and the leadership and the director, one of the key leaders in Safe Border, which is the company I co-founded. I think, Apollo, you know very well that over time I've been asking for this opportunity because I'd been feeling that we were sitting in the boardroom and having very nice discussions and very nice presentations, but we couldn't feel and easily connect with what was going on the ground. The reason I accepted the opportunity was basically to allow me also serve the population and serve the people that I so much belong to, that I relate with, and these are the young people. When I hear stories of change, stories of transformation, stories of excitement, I think this is what is going to continue to keep us all afloat. This young lady has told you something that keeps me awake. I come from one of the most remote areas and one of the poorest families. And of course, they don't say that you still remain orphan, but at an early age of, I think, 22, I had no parent completely. I lost my mom at 19 and my dad at 22. So I suffered all my way to be able to find out what I can do for myself and for the people around me. So the team of Agricycle, I really want to be more involved in understanding how this is impacting the lives of young people. And the team at PSFU, let's continue to engage all the lead farm structures and every other person that we're working with to see to it that the effect is felt. We're here to create jobs. She made a very strong statement. In Uganda, it is definitely very hard to find a job. My first job in life was paying me 25,000 shillings. My second job in life was paying me 80,000 shillings. And I just realized that over time, it's going to be difficult for you to find a job that will pay you a decent pay. But I also realized that Uganda, being a virgin land, being a land with so many issues that people call problems, provides a lot of opportunities for us as young people. It could actually be very easy for you to create a job and get yourself a better pay. I think those who have stepped out of their comfort zone and those who have stepped out and took on the challenge to be able to create jobs today celebrated. And I'm sure that I am one of those Ugandans that today I'm happy to say I've been able to impact lives. I work with close to 30,000 riders, and the company that we started from Cheba and Kampala has been able to expand beyond East Africa to West Africa in Abadan, Nigeria. So I really would want to say that as young people, I understand it's tough. It's going to be difficult to find jobs. You have so many, because you have so many graduates coming out of the different universities. But I think with this kind of opportunities, you can create jobs not only for yourself, but for other people. My only request to you, Apollo, and the rest of the Agricycle team is that I think we need to create a story out of that lady. We need our story to be told, and we need people to hear that there are girls who are in lockdown that did not get pregnant. And I think that's something that is very fundamental. The parents are telling her, you know what, you're old enough, get married, and let's get some cows from you. But she's saying, no, I don't want to get married. And she's here so excited. I heard her name is Rehema, but she bought a pig and she has ventured into piggery, which is very exciting to see. Piggery is an opportunity. It's a big business that could earn you something. So the team of Agricycle, my only request is let's support this lady. I think our dream is to have a dryer on her horn and something like that. Please, let's give her a hand. Let's create stories that we can continue to tell, and let's make an example that the people of Luweero, this is Luweero, right? Yes. The people of Luweero can relate from, and let's make our parents realize the opportunity that they were missing. Because I know for sure that our African parents raised us so that we are able to take care of them. And I think we could put her in the best position to take care of our parents and be an example in the community so that many other girls be more comfortable and get to have more hope and stop the idea of getting married at an early age and be able to fight that and don't get pregnant and don't get tempted by old men who are around here and looking at these young girls as something that they can easily catch. So this is just the beginning of a journey. I think this is a 5-year journey, and we all commit to continue to working together. And I think this project was presented by Brenda. Is that true? Yes. Brenda, you know for sure that sometimes I'm very excited about the projects that you bring. And because of one reason, I relate to it, and now I'm able to feel it. Let's continue to work together. I wish you all the best, and I'm more than happy to come back here again if the opportunity is provided, and let's continue to make the change that is long needed. We need to create jobs, and we need to make lives of young people better. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Ricky. Another hand clap for him. I'm going to request to use 3 languages. I'll use English, I'll use Luganda, I'll also use Kiswahili for our audience from Kenya. Is it Kenya? We have Kenya. Wakenya wako wapi? Naomba msimame tuwapigie makofi tafadhali. Musomesa. Sawa uje tukolele wamu. Let's give them a big hand clap, the team from Kenya. We shall enter. Okay, so there's also, okay. No, so which is, okay. Wa Tanzania? Vipi hali? Mambo? Basi naomba msimame tuwapigie makofi. Karibuni nyumbani. Huku ni kwenu.
Tumwebale okujja wano.
Huku ni kwenu.
Ekyo bakitegedde.
Okay, good. Abana Luweero.
Those are from Luweero.
Basebo ne banyabo.
Ladies and gentlemen,
mwasoze mutya.
Greetings to you.
Banange mwebale nnyo.
Thank you so much.
It is a real honor to be working in partnership with you.
Kya muwendo kubanga akolagana nammwe.
I was invited here to talk about a lead farm structure.
Yayitiddwa wano okujja okubanga ayogera ku
enkola gye tukozesa.
Enkola ekozesebwa, yes.
But I have realized
naye azudde
when I stepped here
bwe yatuuse wano
that the real reason why I'm standing here
ensonga lwaki ayimiridde wano
is not about what you had asked me to talk about.
Si kyekyo kiwabadde omugambye okwogerako.
It is to talk about Rehema.
Kwogera ku Rehema.
Rehema jangu wano.
Rehema, come.
Nsaba ojje.
Come.
Now, for the visitors who have joined us from other countries,
abagenyi abatwegaseeko okuva mu nsi ez'enjawulo,
the land that you're stepping on right now,
lino ettaka lyemuyimiriddeko essaawa ya kaakano
in Luweero district,
wano mu Luweero district,
this is the land we call the home of change.
lino ly'ettaka eriyitibwa ettaka ery'enkyukakyuka oba awaka w'enkyukakyuka.
It is the home of a revolution.
Wano waka wa nkyukakyuka ez'omuggundu.
If you read our history books,
bwe musoma ebitabo ebikwatako ku byafaayo byaffe,
you get to know that where our country is today,
mujja kumanya ensi yaffe bw'eri olwaleero.
this land that we are stepping in has a lot to do with it.
Lino ettaka lyetuyimiriddeko bingi eby'okulikolerako.
Because a war was launched many years ago,
kubanga waliwo olutalo lwabeerawo emyaka mingi egiyise,
and it was launched from here.
era lwatandikira wano ku ttaka ly'e Luweero.
And so this war was launched for positive change.
Kati olutalo luno lwalangirirwa era neggulwawo olw'enkyukakyuka ennungi.
So we are standing on a land of change.
Kati tuyimiridde ku ttaka ery'enkyukakyuka.
And so today the change that we are talking about,
kati nno enkyukakyuka gye tuyogerako olwaleero,
is not change using the gun or the bullet.
si nkyukakyuka ey'okukozesa ebikompola n'ebyasi na buli kimu kyonna,
Is a change in the mind,
naye enkyukakyuka ey'okukyuka mu bwongo,
mindset change,
okukyusa endowooza,
that can bring a change in Rehema's pocket.
nti kisobola okuleeta enkyukakyuka mu nsawo y'omwalo ono omuto Rehema.
And we do that
ekyo tukikola
by using ordinary things around us.
nga tukozesa ebintu ebya bulijjo ebitwetoolodde,
The food that we have been wasting,
emmere gye tubadde nga twonoona bulijjo,
and for those who do not know,
era abatakimanyi,
some of the best pineapples in Africa come from Luweero.
ennaanansi ezisinga okuba kawoomera ziva wano mu Uganda ne sasanira ensi yonna.
Tuko pamoja wa Tanzania
tuli bumu bannanga bava mu Tanzania
na wa Kenya
ne baganda bafa bava mu Kenya.
Patrick, where do the best pineapples in East Africa come from?
Kati
Be very careful as you answer that question.
Kati abuuza mukulu ono nti ennaanansi ezisinga okuuma zivaawa mu Afirika wano.
You may end up not going back home.
Amugenda enza n'obutaddayo waabwe.
And so,
nabwe kityo,
for me, what has brought me here today is a story of change.
So ekimuleese wano olwaleero lwe lugero olw'okukyuka.
What has brought all of us here together today
era ekyo kye kitugasse ffenna wano olunaku olwaleero,
is the story of change.
olugero olukwata ku kukyuka.
That change can happen
nti okukyuka kusobola okubeerawo
when people bring their efforts together.
abantu bebegattira wamu ne bagatta awamu amaanyi.
One has a product
omu alina ebirime oba ebintu
that can be sold to a market that wants it,
ebiyinza okutundibwa mu katale,
and there are people who can help us get those things to that market.
ate waliwo abantu abasobola okutuyamba ebintu ebyo ne bitundibwa mu katale ne bitwalibwa mu katale.
And so for me here, I'm standing here in front of you today to celebrate change through partnership.
Kakati yayimiridde wano lwaleero okujaganyiza wamu naffe olw'omugendo ogw'okuleeta enkyukakyuka.
And change that can bring changes in an ordinary life like Rehema.
Ate okukyuka okubeerawo mu bantu aba bulijjo kati nga omuwala ono omuto Rehema.
And this is the reason why the Mastercard Foundation is working in partnership with us.
Kale nno era eno y'ensonga lwaki ekitongole ekiyitibwa Mastercard Foundation kikolagana wamu naffe.
That we can help bring Rehema's dream to reality.
Okusobola okuyamba Rehema okukyusa ebirooto bye ne bifuuka ebyannamaddala.
And so I want to close by saying,
kati nayagala kwogera kino,
Rehema, we are with you all the way.
nti Rehema abakulu bano bali naawe ebbanga lyonna.
Rehema, change is possible.
Rehema okukyukakyuka mu bulamu bw'omuntu kisobokera ddala.
Rehema, you can stand where Omusomesa is standing and where I'm standing a few years from now.
Rehema osobola okuyimirira wano wennyimiridde oba omukulu waayimiridde mu myaka mitono nnyo okuva kati.
As long as you take the opportunity that has been given to you seriously.
Singa onootwala omukisa ogukuleeteddwa mu kitundu wano nga ekintu ekyamugaso.
With one heart.
N'omutima gumu.
The future we see
ebiseera by'omu maaso birabibwa.
Is working in partnership with you.
Era nga kukolagana naawe.
To change the lives of many other Rehemas out there.
Era okuyitamu ggwe abantu abalala bangi bakyuke.
And I know we can do it.
Ate baweera abawanguzi ate agambe kisobokera ddala.
And so in front of all these people,
nabwe kityo mu maaso g'abantu bano bonna abali wano,
I want to pledge to you.
Ayagala okweyama gy'oli.
Me and my family are going to now get connected to your story.
Nti ye ne mukyala we bagenda kufuba okukakasa nti nno mubeera bumu ku lugendo lw'obulamu bwo.
And we move together.
Mutambulire wamu.
Until we see your story of success written in the sky.
Paka okulabira ddala nti nno obuwanguzi bwe butuukiddwako era nga bulabibwa waggulu mu bbanga oba mu bire.
Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of the day.
Weebanyibalire ddala weeyagale. mpaka olunaku luno olwaleero.
Thank you, Apollo, for that. What's one thing that's interesting about this project is it's going to be implemented through the 4 strategies that I'll let the Agricycle team take us through. But the one interesting one is through storytelling, and I'm glad that we have somebody that's a great storyteller, someone that's going to share her story with the world. And Rema, while you go out there, share this story with your other friends, the people you're in school with, your neighbors. Let them know that Agricycle is doing is partnering with PSFU to create 9,000 job opportunities in Luweero. We know that the COVID situation has, people have lost jobs, people are not going to school, but we want the young girls in Luweero district not to be discouraged. So I'm counting on each and every one of the beneficiaries right there. The next time you're coming here, come with about 2 friends. Musomesa, can you help me interpret that, especially for the young ladies that do not speak English?
Okay, I beg your pardon?
Yes, so I was asking the young ladies, the next time you're coming to Sanyuka Village Empowerment Center, carry a friend with you, at least a friend or 2, so that we are able to fill up the 9,000 job opportunities that PSFU and Agricycle is bringing to Luweero district.
Omukyalo n'abasabye n'abaga nti bw'obanga ojja kwano ku Sanyuka Women's Group okubaako emirimu gy'okola wano janguya ne bakwano bo 2 oba 3 tusobole okuba nga tutuuka ku kirooto ky'okuweza abavubuka olwenda olw'okuganyulwa mu nteekateeka eno.
I think we also excitement on Rema's face when she's talking about earning money, and we cannot deny that each and every one of us loves to earn. We want to be able to take care of our basic needs. We want to be able to get those beautiful things that we all like to own. So we have 9,000 opportunities right here, and let's take them up. So as we prepare to do the micro processing site visit, I request the media teams to move ahead of us. And is Paul Martin here? Yeah, Paul Martin, please prepare to receive the team down there. We are coming to do, I think we shall have a team of about, we all can't fit there, can we? Is it safe for everybody to do the tour? You can do it in turns. Huh? Okay, so this tent and the media team, but please lead us there. And Mr. Patrick Inderetu will take us through the microprocessing site, and he will share each and every detail with us. But let the media team just go ahead of us and prepare to receive us.
Okay, so visitors, this is thank you. So this is one of our micro processing sites. So this is one of our micro processing sites in Luweero. In Uganda, we have probably about 10 micro processing sites. We call them village empowerment centers. Maybe I could give you just a brief of why we did this. We believe that smallholders and youth and women, right from the villages, should have the opportunity to microprocess just as we would with large companies and factories. And the biggest challenge, or the biggest, I would say, stereotype that has been there is that microprocessors cannot meet food safety standards. And we have been able to dissemble that logic. Because what we have done is we have brought microprocessing sites right into the village. We have simplified them to a level that any villager will be able to invest in. And we have been able to prove through laboratory testing, these are products that have already gone to USA, passed through FDA, that they are indeed food safe, in some situations even better than products that have been processed in more complex industries. So we will move in, and I think at this point we will be doing the launch here, right? And we will be inviting Josh and Madame to do it with us. And I think we celebrate. That is great. Thank you. So this is one of about 34 microprocessing sites that we are going to develop with PSFU and MasterCard's funding. Thank you so much. And we can promise you that within the next 3 months, we will be having almost a good number of them up. Thank you. Okay, so the first thing that happens when we get here is to get to the store where we keep our products. These are products that have been brought by women and youths from the farms or from other places that they get them. And so you will find here that we have some jackfruit, some cassava, some pineapples, bananas as well. And this also serves as, for now, as our changing area. So from there now the fruits are, or the products, I hope you have all seen. These are the raw materials, they are stored there. And you can see them from there. All right. So now this here is a simple structure. The simplicity is deliberate because we don't want to create a complex thing that the smallholders in the villages will struggle to replicate. So we can come in, a few of us. Right. And so this serves as our processing area. Would you tell us what happens here?
First wash this one. Okay, this. First wash. And give this one with 4 benson. The 2 must be chlorine to kill the germs. After finish, you bring the jackfruit and wash it. After wash it, you put it there and cut it. After cutting, bring this plate. Here, start removing the goon. After finish, bring another one. Close it. Close the lemon and take it the dry.
All right, so in the most basic sense, that is how the actual processing is done from right here. And then from there, we could go to the where we are supposed to have the trays out in the sun to dry. All right, now
I told her Isaac.
all right, thank you. This is where the actual drying happens. Of course, it's a solar-powered dehydrator. That means that this weather is probably not the most convenient. But in good sunny weather, you would find fruits here. I was here on Friday, and I found a lot of fruits drying. So they will place the fruits here, and they will have them covered. I don't know whether, well, so this site in itself will probably have, and I don't know whether Oluka is here, we'll probably have about 120 cabinets. A cabinet is a set of a bottom and a top tray covered, and one dehydrator will have about 12 cabinets. That's what we give to microprocessors at $350 US. The drying happens here. In good weather, you will find a lot of the products drying within a day, at most within 1.5 days. By the following day, the product is dry. I don't know whether there will be any questions at this point, but we will now go to the storage area. Yes.
So what happens in weather like this?
Well, of course, every technology has its own challenges, and the way we designed our dehydrators was such that we could benefit the most for the people in rural areas. I'm just giving you a bit of background. And we couldn't find technology that would fit the populations we are targeting within the prices they can afford. And this was the best. Unfortunately, that is the challenge it comes with. However, just to note, it does not matter how complex a solar-powered dehydration system is. In Kenya, I ever visited one that had an investment of more than 50,000 USD, solar-powered, done by one of the big NGOs, same challenge. It rains, nothing happens. So that is the limitation of a solar-powered system. And but we do believe this is tropical Africa. So for most of the time, you will find we have more sunny days than not. All right. All right, so from here now, yes?
Yeah, definitely. So these are passive solar dehydrators. What's really interesting about that is that instead of using photovoltaic electricity, which is the energy generated by the sun, we're instead using the heat of the sun. How this works is that when these trays are stacked, and just for demonstration purposes, we'll go like this and pretend that this is the right top tray for it. You would have air that passes through the bottom and then comes out up top. Now that air is going in this direction because of something called passive solar convection. It's a fancy word for hot air rises, right? So the top of your room is hotter than the bottom of your room. That's the same thing with this, and this is black to help generate that heat. So we move the air through it just with a very simple layout and device, and that's what dries the fruit. So it's passive solar that still relies on the sun, but it's not generating electricity. That's what makes it a very durable plastic that is food grade and can be washed every single day.
Thank you so much. He's the engineer. He's the one who designed it, so he knows how best to explain it. Yes.
Yes.
When it's a bit like this, how many days will it take you to dry?
When the weather is like this, it can take like 4 days to dry.
But the product will still be good. No brown, no gray, no black dots on the product.
Like for today, we would have seen the weather in the morning. When the weather is not good, that day we don't produce. Yeah.
So you are listening to the weatherman.
Yes.
Thank you. All right. Would we have any more questions around here? Okay, so let's go to, from here now it's dried, then it's harvested, and so now we are taking it to our courtroom. No. Before we get to the courtroom, we have to... All right, let me wait for them to get here. All right, so before we get these products to the courtroom, they have been harvested, they have been given a bit of time to cool off, then they are brought here. This is ideally supposed to be our mini sorting area. A lot of the sorting and the more complex processing of the dried fruits is done at the pack house. But at this point, the youth here will come in this small room and sort out the good dried products from those that are not so good, so that the ones that are not so good do not have to be transported all the way to Nairobi, where we have our pack house. So this is just that, where we do a bit of mini process or mini sorting. Then from there, the products will be brought here. Again, let's wait for the guests to arrive. Now, you will notice that this Village Empowerment Center is also serving as our aggregating center, because we have women who will come to process from here, but we have others who are actually doing the processing from their homes, because you will notice our dehydrators are very simple to operate. But what they do for purposes of our own logistical ease is that we have the products being brought here after they have dried. And so combining with the products that have been brought here, we will now come and store them in this courtroom. We have also designed it such that it is so simple for the community. This is charcoal, and I think, Josh, I would invite you again. Josh, kindly. Or somebody else who can explain the technology behind this. Josh, kindly come and explain the technology behind the courtroom.
So this is a really innovative design that is not ours in the slightest, but it's something we've replicated from much smarter people. In the same way that when it's hot outside and your body sweats, you are cooling yourself down, that's called evaporative cooling. And that is the same thing that this building is doing. What we do is that we fill the walls with charcoal, and then we pour water into the charcoal. Now on any day with sun, what would happen is that the water would evaporate out of the charcoal. And the sun, of course, is hitting on the outsides, it's not hitting on the inside. You see this wonderful system right here that's filling it constantly with water, and it drips down, and that water evaporates out. Now when it's hot and the water vapor comes out, that cools off the inside. Now this doesn't become a refrigerator, but it does keep the entire system cool and at a nice, safe temperature for temporary storage of food products.
Thank you so much.
After being processed. And we also sometimes keep some fresh products, but after being processed, it's a way for us to aggregate all the product. Again, this is a place very far off of a main road. There's many bumpy roads to get here, so we have to gather up some volume before we move it. And of course, that's at Agricycle's cost. So this helps us to gather up enough volume first.
Yes, you will notice, for example, right now there is a generator that is, so you would expect there wouldn't be much electricity connectivity in these places. So that is why this kind of simple yet innovative technology is helpful to serve the same purpose. So ideally that is our micro-processing area. From here, after aggregation, it's now transported to Kampala, and then it gets on its way to Nairobi. This is where we keep the dehydrated fruits. They are, of course, properly packaged, in Agricycle bags, so that there wouldn't be infiltration of any foreign materials. But this is where we aggregate and keep products here until we have enough volumes to transport out. No, the whole purpose of keeping it in, it doesn't really need a cooler. And this is not a refrigerator. Absolutely, you will not get this getting to probably not even below 10. But the point of it is just to keep it in a place that,
Yeah, to keep it in a place where the temperature is going to be relatively constant. You see, at night when it's cool, right? But during the day it would heat up, and then it goes down and up and down, and that cycling is what actually causes bacteria to grow, even if it's a dehydrated product, because it still has some little bit of moisture, right? So instead, what this does is it keeps a constant temperature, or one that doesn't vary much throughout the days. If it's warm outside, it cools down, and if it's cool outside like today, well, it's already cool. So this is how we're able to keep products for a long time and still meet all of our testing standards.
All right, he is a great resource to the company. Thank you so much, and that ends our presentation for this site.
Lisbon Okwara, field officer for Acholi sub-region, Gulu, Noya, Amoro, Pade, Kirgumanagago. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Tumwesge Johnson, field officer Kayunga, Central Uganda. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you everyone. I'm Evelyn Achiro, field officer Teso sub-region, Soroti, Amuria, Serere, Kumi, Katakwi, Kalaki, yeah, Bukedia. Thank you so much.
Yes, and we are also in Lango sub-region. A field officer there just got an opportunity to go do more studies, and we are recruiting for the region. Thank you so much, and may have your seats. The other question that I was asked whenever I was there is whether really we are ready to onboard more microprocessors, worried that we might saturate the market and no longer be able to afford more people. And so I'm going to invite Jacob to very briefly explain, because he's the one who's interacting a lot with the market here in the US, to share a bit more about the expanse of the market.
Thank you, Patrick. Thank you all for being here, for welcoming us, and for sharing some of the stories from Gertrude and Rehema. It's so inspiring to hear that. So one of the biggest issues and one of the biggest challenges is market. Do you really have enough market to purchase all of these products that are processed in the VECs and microprocessing sites? So as you look around in East Africa, the problem is not supply, right? There's tens of thousands of tons all over from almost every ingredient. As you pass by on the way here, you see tree after tree or root after root. And the problem is the market. What do they do after it's produced, right, and harvest? So to talk about the market a little bit, after we have gone through the processing, we go through the supply chain, and we've had the value addition all the way up to export. What happens? So on the US side and Europe and Asia, we have clients that are demanding cassava flour, green banana flour, the pineapple, mango, jackfruit, all sorts of different dried fruits, dried vegetables in flour and powder form. So some of these are making pancakes, making chips, making crackers, bakeries, restaurants, creating dishes. And the volumes they're wanting are expansive. So they're wanting hundreds of tons, tens of tons. Each client is wanting all of these different products for multiple different purposes. So there's the situation where we have thousands of tons that are available monthly, and then we have the situation of there are people wanting those tons. And how do you link those? And so that's exactly what we have shown here, why we need to onboard more microprocessors and hear more stories like we're shown today. So I'm so excited about the launch of this project and launch of so many more cooperatives, microprocessors throughout.
A guest of honor, but I would like to invite the project director, Apollo, to officially invite our guest of honor, and we launch our project, and then we can have the media interviews thereafter.
Thank you very much, Lorraine. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to use this opportunity to, first of all, introduce our area MPs that have joined us here today. It's such an honor to have you join us. Let me start by introducing Honorable Sekavira Dennis, MP Katikamu North. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being a great partner for development. Thank you. Let me also use this opportunity to invite to introduce Honorable Sechitoleko Robert, MP for Babunanika constituency. Thank you for coming, and thank you for being a friend of development. And talking about friends, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure this afternoon to introduce to you someone who is known in our country. She started serving a while back, serving our country in different capacities as a representative for Uganda and for other countries to the UN. She also served this country as Minister of Agriculture. She's the chairperson, governing board of the Uganda Agribusiness Alliance. She currently serves as the vice chairperson for the board at PSFU where I work. But most importantly, after I've said all those things, I'm proud to introduce to you this afternoon a person who is a proud daughter to a farmer, a friend of farmers. She does not only love farming, but she has a passion for young people who love farming. And I also want to use this opportunity to introduce to you someone who is also a businesswoman. So all those titles are all in the name of one person who is none other than Madame Victoria Sechitoleko. Kindly come and address us. And thank you for joining us this afternoon. Sanitizer, please. Okay, thank you.
Nja kuyimirira wano mu makati nsobole okuggyako mask eno. So, our guests from Agricycle, the MasterCard team, which I'm told is online, and honorable members of parliament, all of you distinguished Ugandans, it really gives me great pleasure to be here. But like everybody knows, bw'osanyuka oyogera mu lwe wammwe. Ngenda kusooka kwogera Luganda ndyoke njogera Oluzungu. Kaakati abantu b'e Luweero mbasanyukiddeko. Kyenvudde mbasanyukirako nti mufunye entandikwa ne zifa entandikwa mubanga abatandika ne bizikira babanga abatandika ne bizikira naye kino njagala okubakakasa nti kize kikuteyo. Kyenva ngamba nti kikuteyo. Bano abazungu be mulaba abatudde wano be bagula bye mugenda okukola. Kuba oluusi bibeeramu nnyo amakoona babagamba mbw abantu naye bano balina amannya. Ntegedde waliwo Joshi, waliwo Jacob, waliwo omukyala, bonna buli omu alina amannya. So tebikyali awo mbw Abaamerika bajja kujja bagule nedda. Joshi ne ttiimu ye bali wano. Ekyokubiri, njagala okubakulisa nti mmwe mwekwatidde tewaliiwo ali mu makati. Kuba abasuubuzi baagala nnyo naddala mu abakyala bwe mubeerawo ke mwekoledde ng'abasuubuzi beenyizeewo dda. Naye njagala okwebaza pulojekiti eno okuba nti bwezze negamba nti bakyala nemanya nti mulina emikono gyammwe n'amaaso gammwe n'ebigere byammwe nti mujje mukolere wano mutandikire wano kati bw'onooba osobodde ng'ova wano ng'omaze okuyiga ng'ogenda otandika akako ng'okula ng'ogejja. N'olwekyo lino essanyu lye nnina lya nsusso. Nga bulijjo bw'oba ojja ku mukolo nga guno baba bakuwandiikidde ebyokwogera naye nze ebyo leero kambiveeko mbabuulire ddala kye ndowooza. Kati njagala okubeebaza mwenna abaleeta ffene wammwe ne mumukola. Naye nze mu Luweero muno nakolamu emyaka 13 nga nkyakolera banka kyenkana buli maka nga manyi. Buli maka mulimu emiti gya ffene nga 2-3. Kaakati ffene bw'anaggwa ku miti 2-3 essente zikuyiteko kuba ffene aweddewo. Njagala okubasaba nti enkuba eno museenene enejja so seeri eya January tuddemu okusimba ffene. Waliwo agambye nti anti ffene atwala emyaka mingi. Ono gwe tukungula yatwala emmeka. Asuubira akira aloota. Kyakubiri buli mugagga alina kyalaama mu kiraamu kye. Gwe mu kiraamu kyo mulibeeramu ki? Wakiri abazzukulu balekera emiti gyange egya ffene egiweza eka 10 nga gya myaka 2 ngirekedde muzzukulu wange Sekitoleko. So njagala okubakubiriza nti musimbe emiti egyo kubanga bino ebyokukungula gyamera gyene birina we bikoma. Njagala okubawa amagezi kati luli babadde nga bajerega ennaanansi z'e Luweero mbuganene nnyo kati abanene ffe tulidde. N'olwekyo njagala okubawa amagezi okuva kati bw'oba tonnasimba kakasa nti osimba ekintu ekituufu. Ebyo byomuwulira ku radio kati mubiveeko babalaze b'ofiisi ababakolamu omulimu. Mbeegayiridde bambi mubakozese. Now I'll start speaking in English. I was telling them that when I'm excited, I think and speak and do everything in Uganda. So, but most of the time I was talking about you. First of all, it is such a great pleasure to see that the executive director, the MD, the founding father of Agricycle is here. It is great to see that this project is actually being launched in Luweero, because this is the revolutionary district of Uganda. It is even greater that the backbone of this project are the women and the young girls, the youth and the young girls. The reason I'm talking about the young girls is that really, when the war of liberation was on, the children of Luweero were not going to school. Now we have got COVID. The children of Luweero are not going to school. We are hearing of people becoming pregnant. When will Luweero ever grow if whenever they are having teenagers, such a thing happens? So when something like this comes and you, the youth of Luweero, embrace it, I really want to thank you. My connection to this project started when I was busy in my office doing some work, and I got a message from one of my trusted friends telling me about Agricycle. I read it and I couldn't believe it. So I picked up the phone and called her, and she said it is real. In fact, they've been here since 2019. And I'm like, it is 2020 and I have not heard of them. No, they are here. So there's a number there you can call. I tried to call this number. I called for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. And I said, for as long as this number is in Uganda, I'm going to call twice a day, every day, until it is answered. And that is what happened. Eventually, somebody called Patrick answered and asked me, so what do you want? I told him, I just want to talk to you. What are you selling? I said, nothing. So if you have nothing to sell, why are you calling me? And I'm like, because I want to make your work easy. You are at the end of the value chain. I want to join I want you to partner with PSFU so that we can do the earlier part and you do the later part. Meaning we promote the production, we do the mobilization for you. We know everybody who is doing what and where. So you don't have to look for them. And it's like, are you sure? I said, never mind. Here is the phone number. And one thing led to another, and now we are here happily launching in Luweero. I'm deliberately going to say a few things because I want whatever I say to be remembered. If you are a Ugandan listening to me and you want to know what Agricycle does, this is what I want to say. Agricycle supports production areas to add value to whatever they are producing. They go into dehydration. But the support goes to the farmers. That is why they are in the rural areas. And they dry everything that is excess. We are in Luweero because Luweero has always had excess fene, jackfruit, and excess pineapples. So currently, these women are drying the jackfruit, they are drying the pineapples, and they have already started earning. This is not for the future, it is for now. 2, they import everything you are ready to process. If you have any excess like mangoes, they want more than 40 tons of dried mangoes. Is it a month or a year? That is a lot of mangoes. I asked them, do you also do herbs and spices? They asked, which herb do you have? And I'm like, I've got netto tea. Can we have it now? So whatever you have, your job is to find where their offices are. That is why we have been introduced to the people who are coordinating. Tell them what you have. Just make sure that you join the organization and do the proper dehydration. The technology has to be right. Otherwise, they will not buy your product. Don't go talking to people who have had rumors. Please go to the source of information. Go to the officers who have been introduced to you so that you get proper information. Or else, come to PSFU, ask for the Young Africa Works project. We shall give you all these details. Where are they operating from? They are operating from all over Uganda. The 17 districts are like which they have selected, where they are going to put pilot sample model drying dehydration centers, are like areas to see their model. So you go there, you see. If you want to copy, they will tell you how much it costs. You set it up, they approve it, and whatever you process will be imported. Many graduates, undergraduates, have been looking for what to do. Many people are worried their former employers may not call them back after COVID, and I'm definitely sure many people will not be called. This is a fantastic opening. It is such fantastic timing. I can't believe that I'm saying what I'm saying, but I'm glad it is happening, and I would be very happy when and if all Ugandans participate. At this point, I would like to thank MasterCard for partnering with PSFU. I want to thank our team from PSFU for a job well done. But most importantly, I want to thank Agricycle for coming to Uganda. The one thing Uganda can do and do very well is produce. Now you are coming to support us to do what we have not been doing very well, which is add value. I promise you, Uganda is going to fly. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Honorable Victoria. I would like to congratulate Private Sector Foundation and Agricycle for partnering to create 9,000. Are we okay? We are coming to that, Honorable. So I'd like to thank everybody and to the team at Agricycle that is giving our young people access to global markets. Where is Michael MC to translate this? So we are growing these things here, but these things are being eaten by the people in America. Isn't that exciting? That's interesting.
Ebintu bino bye tukola banne ebiri babantu bali ababeera mu ggwanga lya America. Okay, so tubirima wano naye ate nga tebiribwa bantu ababeera mu ggwanga lya America.
And it is interesting that, I don't know, I need someone from Agricycle to come and tell us about the traceability, how I can scan a QR code and I'm able to tell that this was actually done by the team at Sanyuka Empowerment Village.
So tugenda kufunayo omukungu omukuva mu Agricycle ajja tunnyonnyole engeri ebikolebwamu birambibwa bitya mutasobola okumanya nti biva ku Sanyuka bino biva ku project ndala.
Oh, we have Christine.
Yes, Christine Aliao, sourcing officer Uganda. So when we scan this each pack comes with a we call it Find My Farm. It's a code that you can scan with your phone and it takes you straight to the details of where this product was produced. So Patrick will help us scan and then we can see where this particular part was produced in East Africa.
It's not working, the scanner is not working.
Omukyalo n'agamba nti akapaketi kano kumulaba kakutte kaliko akantu ke basikaninga then ne kagaziwa oluvannyuma ne balaba nti bino byakolebwa mu district y'e Luweero okuva ku bakyala bayitibwa Sanyuka Women's Group oba ku biyinzika oba abantu abalala wonna. So kye bali mugezaako wano okukola tutegeere kana akapaketi kakutte baawa abaakakola group ki yakakola ye bamunaanika ye Kayunga.
Okay, so our fruits are not just produced in Uganda. We have Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda also producing. So this particular part, after scanning, it was produced in Kilifi in Kenya. We have groups of youths and women also they have similar setup like we have here, and they produce. So when you scan this code, this particular part was produced in Kilifi, Kenya. The group is called Kilifi Producers. So when the person in the US is eating this, they are able to know, oh, this was produced in Kilifi in Kenya. So next time maybe when they want a variety, they can say, let me try something else. So they can scan and they know, okay, this one is coming from Uganda, let me try it. Or if they find that maybe the one they have eaten from Kayunga is really good and they don't want to try another, they can always stick to it and say, okay, for me, I prefer the one coming from Luweero, coming from Kayunga. So it is even easier for them to know, okay, this one that I'm eating is coming from here, and they're able to taste our variety, but also able to make a choice from the wide.
So kunoonyereza kwakoze yagambye nti paketi eno gyemulaba gyakutte yakolebwa mu ggwanga lya Kenya mu kitundu ekiyitibwa Kilifi bino paketi gyakutte gye byakolebwa eyo nti kubanga products ezisindikibwa mu America teziva mu Uganda wokka neziva ne mawanga amalala okwetooloola Africa.
Yes, so when I will not read the entire story, but when you scan a person, you can try. When you open it, it doesn't just tell you this is from this group, but it tells you a story about the women or the youth who produce that particular fruit, like Rehema was telling us. Now, when we have a fruit from Sanyuka VEC, they're able to tell maybe the varieties that they have in Luweero, maybe what they do, how they produce it, like the story about the women in Sanyuka group. We have it all in this particular thing. We are able to capture everything about the groups that are producing this fruit, and we get to know about them. And it is exciting for these women to also know that what they are producing rurally here is actually going, and they are getting to be known by people outside.
So agamba nti nno kodi eno gyayogeddeko bwebanga esikaningiddwa elaga fruits ezo oba product eyo gye yava, abakyala abagikola group yagikola biki ebirala byekola, ekola ffene, ekola emiyembe. So kakati omuli kimuwa okumanya nti nno kati kandyeko ne ku miyembe gyabwe gye bakola oba kandyeko ku ffene waabwe gwe bakola. So mu ngeri efaana bwetyo, naye nga byo byonna abitegeera olwa kodi eno eteekebwako, kubanga kubeerako ne stories endala ezikwata ku group eyo eba yakola product eyo.
Thank you so much. I love that we can trace from tree to table. So the team in the exhibition tent is scanning to see which pineapple is from Uganda. So guys, when you land on it, please let me know. And Patrick says his area has the best pineapple. So we are going to have an experiment and see who has the better pineapple.
No, he told me the pineapple. That pineapple is from Kenya.
Please switch off your microphone, Christine.
All Kilifi.
Christine, your microphone is on. Thank you. So Patrick and the Agricycle team plus a team from PSFU can just come here and take a group photo to officially launch our project. I also request our area MPs to join us for this group photo and officially launch it. And to the ladies, our beneficiaries, please join the project. Come and work, come and earn some money. Come and we supply to the global markets.
So wagenda kubawa ekifaananyi ekyawamu abakyala abakola mu Sanyuka Women's Group abasabye nti mweyongere ddala okukola ebintu bingi, ate musikiriza ne bannammwe nabo beeyongereko, mugatte amaanyi, mufumye ebintu nga bingi, mweyolere lupiiya. So kakati tugenda kulaba tugenda kukozesa tekinologi yono abadde akozesebwa wano ku ssimu, tulabe biliwo ebikolebwa mu Uganda wano, products zino eziriwo, twagala kuzuula ya Uganda yeeriwa.
Nice. Perfect. So if we can have some photos with our beneficiaries, and congratulations to Private Sector Foundation and Agricycle for yet another milestone. Thank you so much for the teams that have stayed with us online. We thank you so much for joining us. And those of you that missed the first half of this event, the live stream video will be available on our YouTube channel, and the channel is Enhancing Lead Farm Structure for Youth Employment. Thank you.
kakati beneficiaries kyendooza nti bwe abatudde awo mugenda kujja mutufuneyo ekifaananyi n'abakulu aba Agricycle. Abasanyuka Women's Group mujje wano mwenna mufune ekifaananyi n'abakulu aba Agricycle wamu n'abagenyi baffe abalala. Abasanyuka Women's Group mujje ne waba oli musajja naawe jangu wadde owulira Women's Group oyinza okusigalayo nga nti tuwuliddemu basajja.
Where should he sit? Here. Where do you want him to sit? Let's first finish. Josh, Ashley, and Jacob, can you please join us here for a photo? And Sheila and Nelly, is our lunch ready? The lunch for the guests? Most importantly, yeah? Yeah. So we're going to do a photo. Do you want to do with the fruit? Okay. Let me get you the fruit. Ankunda Brenda. Brenda Ankunda. Brenda Ankunda.
Loss is a big challenge in the African continent. 50% of whatever farmers produce never gets to the market. And beside the losses, we also have impacts on the farmers' income, land, and food security. Having a mechanism that reduces the loss in the fruits and vegetables through value addition is a good solution to make sure that we are reducing losses in the food systems.
Globally, 2.8 trillion pounds of food goes into waste. Then, in our area here in Luweero, the most common fruits that we are going into waste from harvest up to processing was majorly pineapple and jackfruits. The major reasons were inadequate market. Even if they send to the market, it is not a guarantee that they are all bought in the same day. Or middlemen come in and they could buy at very low cost. That causes them a lot of poverty. Then also limited access to technology that could improve on the fruits that we have.
Long ago, I was selling my pineapples to the middleman. And the jackfruit, there is no market for jackfruit. I was just eating and giving some of them to our neighbors and some threatening on the trees.
In Africa, you don't have a market, essentially you are poor. Everything you do goes to waste. Our solution is market linkage. Our model uses 3 pillars. This is we use the technology, the network, and the market.
As Agricycle, we have made a dehydrator that uses solar energy to dry the fruits. It is very simple, reusable, and it is durable.
After cutting, I'm going to put them on the tray.
And we are finished. We are going to put it there where it is going to dry.
When the weather is good, it can take 2 days.
We decided to go for a simple technology because of the affordability of the farmers. Ours goes for only $350.
Our dryers are small, they are portable, they are made of a very durable material. Drying as a preservation method contributes to food security. When you dry the fruit, you extend the shelf life. The other thing is that when you dry, you are value adding the products being dried. When you value add, you get better profits, you get better margins.
In the circular economy, our model really fits very well because we bring in something that would not be into use. By processing it through our solar-powered dehydrators, the waste or the peels that are remaining, they are taken up and put into pits for manure, which are in turn recycled, taken back to the farm to applying as fertilizers. That means the output, the production on that farm would really increase, making it more circular and more beneficial. We already linked them through our network to microfinance to access money to buy the dehydrators, which later on act as a security for them to pay for the dryers. We train them how to manage the money they get, how they can save the money within themselves, and they build houses. Then they pay later on slowly through drying. So by that they keep on growing as the group, as an individual, as a farmer.
I have been working with Agricycle for 2 years. My life has changed. Even in my pocket, I can show you the money I have in my pocket. I can save money, I can pay for my children's school fees. When I'm drying, I can earn more than selling the fresh fruits. Even my friends, when we dry with them, they are also happy because of Agricycle. We can earn more money than before.
This is our pack house. This is where we receive and aggregate all the products from Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. When we have a market, we create demand for these products. This one allows us to get more producers. When we get more producers, the system generates money in itself, which is brought back into technology and also goes back to the farmer. And this one improves their life. So I would say it's a sustainable circular economy because one, we are not losing any product. Two, the farmers are contributing in the global food loss debate. And three, they are getting a sustainable income. In the future, we want to have impact to every farmer that can be able to be incorporated in our vertical supply system.
In a circular economy for food, we need to make the most of the food that we grow, allow farmers to earn a fair income from their hard work, and ensure that we use our natural resources as effectively as possible. Addressing post-harvest losses is such an important part of the solution space for a thriving future African food system.